Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, folks. I think I'm live. I'm just confirming that I am. Let's see. It looks like oh no, we're not. Okay, what's going on? Hello. Says I'm streaming, but I don't see it in the group. So let me use my cellular. All right, cool. We are live. Good afternoon. I hope y'all are doing well. Whatever time you come up on this video, I hope it meets you in great spirits. Today, we are going to be talking all about personal branding. And this is today we are going to, yep, we're definitely live. This is week one in the series, the marketing series, because last month we talked about your branding, how to position your brand, who your ideal client is versus your target market. And then I shared with you 5 steps to identify your ideal client. So this month, we're going to be moving it into talking about marketing. Now that we know where we want our brand to land, now that we know who it is that we are creating for, how do we market to them? So over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to share with you 4 marketing strategies that I implement in my business pretty much every day. These 4 are in constant rotation, starting with personal branding. So we're going to talk about personal branding. We're going to talk about email marketing, social media marketing, as well as content marketing, okay? Today, we are going to be talking about personal branding, what it is, why it's important, and how to build yours, how to build yours, how to leverage it to help you build your business brand. But before I do so, I know we have some new folks in the room. I always like to introduce myself. My name is Victoria Downs. I'm the CEO and founder of the Brand to Profits Academy. I'm also your host in this space. I'm a brand coach and consultant for entrepreneurs of color, particularly women and CEO moms. And my mission and my work is rooted in helping them gain access to education, accelerating their learning so that they can build profitable businesses without overwhelm or burnout. And we do this using the bossing method, which is a holistic coaching framework that helps you to identify the 5 pillars of your business, where you should be focusing your time and where you should be focusing your energy with the right strategies to get the right results. All right, so now that we got that out the way, let's talk about personal branding. As we are going through this, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into this, feel free to send me a DM. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. So personal branding. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to be teaching this month from can y'all see it? From the low cost marketing strategies workbook. So if you have yours, grab it. Everything that I talk about will be referenced in here. If you don't have yours, head on over to Amazon. It is on Amazon, and you can get your own copy. All right, cool. I don't see any questions, so let's get this party started. Let's talk about building your unique personal brand. Before we do that, let's identify or let's define what a personal brand is. A personal brand is essentially your reputation. It is the perception of an individual based on their expertise, based on their experience, based on their competencies, based on their knowledge, based on achievements within a certain community, an industry, a marketplace, etc. So we've all heard the saying that your reputation precedes you. Well, sis, that is your personal brand. That is essentially what that is. When the people say your reputation preceded you or your reputation precedes you, they're talking about your personal brand. This is what people think of when they think of you. It explains who you are, what you do, why you do it, who you do it for, how you do it, how well or how terrible you do it. Okay. And personal branding or personal brand marketing is how you market your personal brand. Okay. So quick recap. A personal brand is the perception of an individual based on their expertise, based on their experience, based on achievements, based on actions, based on competencies within a community, a marketplace, or an industry. And personal branding or personal brand marketing is how you market your personal brand. in layman's terms, your personal brand is basically your reputation. Your reputation precedes you, your personal brand precedes you, okay? So for some people, the business comes first. So they build the business brand first. For other people, the personal brand comes first and business opportunities come with it. In whatever instance, whatever situation you find yourself, maybe you haven't quite launched your business yet, maybe you're still working on launching, you can start to build your personal brand while you're working on your business brand. And if you already have your business brand out there, then you should actively be working on your personal brand, because guess what? Whether you're working on your personal brand or not, you have a personal brand. Whether people know you or not, you have a personal brand. It's just a matter of where your personal brand is amplified at, right? So you better be intentional with your personal brand so that one, you can maximize it, two, you can manage it and control the narrative, three, you can leverage it to build your business, whether your business is already in existence or your business is about to launch, okay? So let's talk about some examples, some popular examples that you might have heard of. There's this little lady called Beyonce. If you haven't heard of Beyonce, look her up. She's fairly famous in some parts of the world. But when we think about Beyonce, the first thing that comes to mind may be her music, but there's a lot of other attributes about Beyonce that you think of. As soon as we say Beyonce, I can click my fingers and you can think of three things about Beyonce. She's a mom, she's a sister, she's very passionate about her sister, she's passionate about her family, she's passionate about Black Lives Matter. There's a bunch of things that you can tick off, or we think, right? Again, perception, because we don't know this chick personally, but it's the perception that us, the public, have of Beyonce that is her personal brand. Right. So the same way that Beyonce started her business, her singing career first, we knew Beyonce as part of a group, right? But slowly and surely, Beyonce started to rise to the top in that group, even while she was in that group, so when she launched her solo career, we knew who she was. We knew what her competencies were. We knew what her achievements were or are, whatever the case is. We knew who she was before she launched her solo career, which made her solo career a lot more easier. I wouldn't say a lot more easier. I'm assuming that it paved the path for her to be able to have a successful launch of her solo career, because she had built a personal brand alongside her business brand, which was Destiny's Child. So when she separated from her business brand, Destiny's Child, Beyonce, the personal brand, still existed. And when she launched something else, the fans who were with her at Destiny's Child went right over to Beyonce, the new brand. Okay, so let's use another example, Steve Jobs. When you think about Steve Jobs, what do you think of? Apple. He's synonymous with Apple, God rest his soul. He's synonymous with Apple. But Steve Jobs, the individual, had his own personal brand. Again, if I click my fingers, tell me three things about Steve Jobs, you could probably rattle off three things about him. He wore black turtleneck sweaters every day or whatever it was. He had a uniform. He had a way of talking. He had a vision. He was a visionary. Although he's synonymous with Apple, he has his own personal brand, or he had his own personal brand. So I want you to start thinking of yourself, the person. Victoria has a personal brand. Whoever's watching, you have a personal brand. How do you want to build this personal brand so that you can now leverage it to build your business brand? Okay, one more example. If you've been on the internet, on TikTok, and maybe you just went on TikTok yesterday, or you've been on TikTok since the beginning of TikTok. If you were on TikTok this summer, you've heard of the period R chick. I don't know who this woman's name is. I don't even know if she's a woman or a child, but there's a person on TikTok that created a caricature of, created this character. Yo, am I frozen? I think I'm frozen. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I don't know. I'm back. Either way, this person on TikTok who created this character, and basically all she said was period, period, for like a good 3 minutes. She did not, nobody knew her from a can of paint before she created that video. But her brand and what she stood for, the caricature, the community of people that she was mocking, became synonymous with her brand. She now has a record deal. She now has thousands, maybe millions now of followers who are tuned into her because something about her personality resonated with them. This woman has a record deal. This person has a record deal. So remember when I said sometimes the personal brand comes first and sometimes the business brand comes first. But the period person on TikTok, and I wish I figured out her name. I don't know what her name is, but she created her personal brand first, and that attracted opportunities. So what is a personal brand? It's your reputation. And what can that reputation do for you? It helps you to stand out. It helps to communicate who you are online and offline. And it also helps to attract opportunities. It helps to attract the people who want to be in your circle. What just happened? What just happened to my Zoom? Am I still on Zoom? What is going on? Okay, I think we're still here. Let's keep going. Thank you, Melissa. Great point. I'm not sure what that comment was to, but thank you for being here and thank you for commenting. All right, so now that we know what a personal brand is, let's talk about why you need a personal brand. So earlier I shared, whether you are intentional about your personal brand or not, you have one. You're building one. You might as well put the energy into building it the way you want it to build, managing it the way you want to manage it. So it's achieving the results that you want to achieve. Okay. So why do you need a personal brand? Your personal brand helps to differentiate you from everyone else in your industry. It showcases the unique value that you have. And when I say unique value, I don't mean the product or the service. The unique value that you have is not just your product or service, but how that product is created, it's curated, it's packaged, it's delivered. It showcases you and what you do and how uniquely you do it. Okay, so it's your personal brand helps you do that. You could have a product that nobody buys, because it's just every other product. But I guarantee you, start showing your face, start telling your story, start letting people into your personality. Your products will start to sell. That's why you need a personal brand. Okay, and I have a testimony about a product that wasn't doing much because it was just the product. And then I started going to the trade shows. I started going to the sales meetings. I started to share my story. And people started to go, oh my, I have that same issue. I could use this. Oh, our customers have these same issues. They could use this product. Okay, so it certainly works. Another reason why you need a personal brand is, I'm sure you've had this experience or you've thought about this. People buy from people they remember. People don't buy from businesses. They don't buy from brands. You buy from people that you like, people that you remember, people that are top of mind. You have a favorite pizza place because you like their pizza, you like the ambiance, you like the experience, you like the people who work there. You might know the owner. It might be conveniently located down the street. It's a combination of factors. But if there are 6 pizza shops that open up all at the same time, and you happen to walk into one and have the best experience, like the owner greeted you, they checked in to make sure you had everything you need. They give you a little razzle-dazzle, a little extra something, a little extra Parmesan cheese on your pizza. Like they treated you like royalty. You're gonna remember that experience and you're gonna remember the person that facilitated that experience for you. So the next time you wanna order pizza for your kids and you're like, which one do we go to? You're gonna remember the one where you had a good experience. Or you're gonna remember the one where you know the person and remember the person, right? So your personal brand just does not, like, it doesn't just tell people about what you are and what you do and how you do it, it gives them points of alignment with you. Okay, so certainly want to remember again, and I'm going to drum this beat until we get it. Whether you're intentionally building your personal brand or not, you have one. So if you have a business and you're not sharing and talking and leveraging and being intentional about your personal brand marketing, your personal brand is doing something. It's just not doing what you want it to do, or it's doing something. It's just not doing what you want it to do because you're not being intentional about it. There's no strategy behind it. So I want us to think about our businesses, our services, our products. And then I want us to think about us, the CEO. What about us? What was our why to begin with? But what about us do we see in our ideal clients and customers? There's a saying in branding that goes, your ideal client or customer was you a few years ago or a few levels ago. So what about your ideal client or customer can you pull out from you, your personality, your personal brand story, your experience, your expertise to connect with them so they see you as the go-to in your industry? Okay, and then final point in why you need one, really, it attracts people. It attracts people. If you ever gotten a call and somebody says, I saw you on LinkedIn, we're not connected, I've never seen your name before, but I like what you're doing, and I'd love to have you come to my podcast, or I'd love to have you come teach a class. My personal brand, I swear to heaven, like I swear, like I can't make this up. The professional and business brand that I've built, and alongside the personal brand that I've built, is how I've been able to be successful in just 2 years of being a full-time entrepreneur. Because I'm actively, intentionally working on my personal brand, making sure that people know who I am, what I do, who I do it for, and showcasing examples of how I've done that work and how I've done it well. That's my personal brand. My professional brand is when you see all the polished pictures, all you see the academy, you see the website, you see all of those things. Those things combine is how my brand has gotten visibility. It's how all of these opportunities are basically at my door. I have a contracting gig I never asked for. I don't even know who referred them or where they came from. They just landed in my inbox one day and boom, we signed an agreement. Right? So it's really important to not neglect your personal brand and what it could do for you. And honestly, like I say to people all the time, your personal brand is one of the easiest ways you can build your business. If you have a good product, if you have a good service, but you suck at all the other marketing, leverage your personal brand. Show you using the product. Show you talking about the product. Show you teaching about the product or the service. Add value to people by leveraging your personal brand. I'm not asking you to go get trained in being a speaker, but you can leverage your personal brand. You can show up authentically to give value to people, to position yourself as the North Star of your industry. Okay. So no matter what your goal is, as long as you're intentional about your personal brand, you're going to be able to chip away at those actions. You're going to find those actions a little less daunting. You're going to find the path a little less bumpy, because not only do people know who you are, they know what you do, they know who you do it for. So when you start talking about your products, when you start talking about your services, it's a whole lot easier to get and keep their attention, because they know who you are. They know your personal brand. Okay. All right. Now, just really quickly, I don't want to be insensitive to people who are like, I'm shy, I'm an introvert, I just want to sell these hair products, I just want to push these hair services, I'm not comfortable in front of a camera, all of the things. I respect that, and I hear you 100%. And what I will say to you is, if you are not on board with building and leveraging your personal brand, and what you would rather do is just push your professional and business brand, that's fine. But that's also called hiding behind your brand. If you want your brand to grow, you're going to need to learn how to walk side by side with your business brand. Your personal brand, your business brand, your personal brand, your business brand. There are some people who are comfortable getting right in front of it. There are some people who are comfortable just being side by side. But if you want to grow, you cannot be behind your business brand, because what that does is it removes the humanity from your brand. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to take you a whole lot longer. If you aren't comfortable building and leveraging your personal brand, then build a community that's intimate enough for you to help you feel comfortable to show up. One way or another, sis, if your plan is to grow and scale, you got to get here or you got to get here. Okay, so I'm gonna throw 3 questions at you, and I want you to answer these questions. Spend some time with yourself, spend some time in meditation, and think about why it feels this way or why your answer is yes. Okay, so question number 1: does building and developing your personal brand feel like a self-proclaiming, like you're being braggadocious? Does it feel like a big ego trip? Does it feel like you're going to become an unbearable promoter because, you know, the person who's always talking about their business, who's always talking about themselves, man, they're so cocky, they're so corny, I can't rock with that. Think about these questions and think about what they bring up for you. Because sometimes it's not about the personal brand, but it's about something else within you that you don't necessarily want to show. And I say this about your personal brand, as you're thinking about building your personal brand or getting started on personal brand marketing, you control the narrative. You manage this. You show as much or as little as you want to. I'm not telling you to get online or get on camera and tell your entire story. I'm telling you to step out from behind your brand and let people know that you're a human being. But you manage this and this is about intentionality. When you're intentional, you identify what your personal brand values are and how they align with your business values. Honey, I hope they are aligned, because if not, you've got a problem. But that's a whole nother conversation. Identify what your boundaries are. Identify how much you want to share. Identify what's sacred to you and what needs to be kept. Like, you need to define that within the parameters of what your goals are, or in alignment with what your goals are. You can leverage yourself. Nobody can talk about your business better than you. Nobody can sell your products better than you. And you might be sitting there going, I'm not a salesperson. Honey, you are. If you have a business, you're a salesperson. Every time you talk about your business, you are selling the perception of experience about your business, right? So you determine how much or how little you want to share of yourself, but just don't be stuck behind your brand, because what that does, again, is it dehumanizes your brand and you just become something else on a shelf, something else on whatchamacallit. Okay. All right. So mindset shift. If you're not on board with leveraging or building your personal brand, there's certainly, we need to do some mindset shift there and think about there are a lot of ways to arrive at the same destination. How else can we make you the face of your brand? Or can we leverage your personal brand to help build the business brand? All right. So we've talked about what a personal brand is. We've talked about why you need a personal brand. Now let's talk about how you build a personal brand. Now, if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, by the way, if you catch us on the replay, let me know that you see it. Throw something in the comments and let me know if you saw it. Let me know if it was helpful. I'd really love your feedback. But as we're thinking about building your personal brand or leveraging personal branding or personal brand marketing, the first thing you should do before you oh, I need to build one, I'm going to start from scratch, is to review the brand you currently have. Remember that I mentioned that whether you're actively working on your brand or not, you have a personal brand. So let me share a couple of things with you that you can do to review the brand that you currently have. Number one is I want you to do a brand review of everything associated with your business, associated with you. So you're looking at your website, you're looking at your social media pages, your business pages, and your personal pages. You're not just looking at the pages, but you're looking at what you've been posting. Do people know you on Facebook as the meme sharer, right? And your meme has nothing to do with the business that you're trying to build? Do people know you in your circle as the jokester? Meanwhile, you're trying to sell them a serious service and they're like, we can't take you seriously. What you talking about? Review the personal brand that you have. So take a look at all of your brands, your blog posts. If you commented on somebody's Twitter, was it negative? Are you a shit stirrer? Like, that's your personal brand. Like, I'm sure you can think of somebody, whether it's in your immediate family or whether it's external online, that their personal brand is not that great, but they're good at it. So they keep doing it because it gets them what they want. Or they have a positive personal brand and they keep leveraging it to achieve all kinds of things, attracts all kinds of opportunities, you know? So certainly take a look at your digital footprint, online, you know, footprint as well as offline. And offline is ask a colleague, right? If you work full-time in corporate America and you're trying to build your business and you have a couple of people that you trust, ask them, what do you think? You know, when my name comes up, if I was in the room and my name comes up, what would you say? I'm working, and let them know. Don't just let them, don't let them think you're just fishing for compliments. Let them know what you're doing. Again, remember I said somebody that you trust. Let them know what you're doing and you're trying to assess what your brand is. Because again, whether you're working on it or not, you have one. And before you start tweaking, you should know what you're working with, know what you're starting with, know what your baseline is, right? Ask a colleague. Maybe you want to ask a family member. Now, I'm a little iffy on the family member bit because a family member might love you too much and then lie to you and tell you you're great, you're wonderful, you're all these things. You want to be able to get this feedback from somebody who's impartial, who's not going to tell you who's not afraid to tell you the truth, who's not afraid to hurt your feelings. And oh, and the other part, be ready to get your feelings hurt. Be ready to get your feelings hurt because what you think how people perceive you may not be the way they actually perceive you. But all of this is so that you can be informed and know where or how you need to tweak some things. So certainly do a review of your brand, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is to develop a strategy around how you're going to leverage your personal brand. Now, two places where you can certainly leverage your personal brand is online and offline. Online, social media, right? For sure. Social media. LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Is Snapchat still a thing? I don't even know. But like Pinterest, you start to leverage your personal brand by one, showing up. Social media can help you. Part of your social media strategy is to get your name known, right? So that means that you are going into communities, whether it's Facebook, you're joining Facebook groups, you're introducing yourself. Remember, your personal brand is the perception of who you are, what you do, who you do it for, how you've done it, how well you've done it, how sucky you do it, right? You're introducing yourself. You're going into, moving into becoming a thought leader in your fields. You're doing collaborations on Instagram with other thought leaders, right? You have a goal of where you're going with your personal brand marketing. So you're going to use that personal brand, leverage it to achieve your goals. Y'all see where I'm going? Now that you know what the brand you're working with is, you develop the brand that you want and then develop a strategy around it to leverage it. So social media for sure, you want to share content, you want to educate people, you want to add value, you want to give value, you want to collaborate with people, you want to get into spaces where these people are that have your ideal client, people who can help position you. Remember, we talked about positioning your brand, collaborating, influencers, the whole nine. Get in connection with those people so they can help amplify your personal brand. The goal is to get your name known so that people will be like, wait, Victoria Downs, what's she do again? Oh, brand to profits. I need to get my brand to profits. Let me go see what that's about. Let me sign up for a free lead magnet. Let me sign up for a free whatever. Let me sign up for her paid course. That's how you build your business, by leveraging your personal brand. Okay. And then offline. You want to get into spaces, the same kind of places you're getting into online, find the same in the real world. Go to networking events, reach out to people in your network. You might have somebody in your network who has your next six-figure contract. You just didn't ask yet because they don't even know what you do. They know your personal brand, but they don't know you're ready to leverage it. Leverage everything at your disposal to amplify your personal brand. As you build your personal brand, your business brand will grow along it. The same is not the same is not true for the opposite. As you build your business brand, that does not automatically mean you're building your personal brand, which is why you absolutely have to be intentional about it. Okay, so key things to remember. Key things to remember. Your personal brand and your business brand are not the same. Sometimes your business brand comes first. Sometimes your personal brand comes first. But the beautiful, beautiful thing about your personal brand, one, is yours. It's yours. Two, you control it. Three, you can leverage it to build your business brand. If you already have a business and don't have your personal brand, then you can leverage your business to build your personal brand. Okay. All right. Other thing I want you to think about when you think to remember is you're thinking about building your personal brand and going into personal brand marketing is that your personal brand is built around you personally. You personally, who you are. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I've got 3 kids. 19, age 4, all the way to 19. So varying of emotions, different experiences in my house, right? I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. I worked in corporate America for over 25 years. I have different kinds of certification. I like to talk to people. I could talk all day. I like engaging with people. You know, I like sharing knowledge. I like connecting people. That's my personal brand. I like taking people's visions and creating roadmaps, reverse engineering and creating roadmaps so they can achieve their goals to manifest that vision. That's part of my personal brand. I'm also a trauma survivor. That's part of my personal brand. So see how I'm sharing all these things with you? I could have stopped at I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. Because if that's all I want to share with you, that's all I'm going to share with you. But it's built around you personally, and it's a forum for you to communicate your distinctive voice. It's a way for you to rise above everybody else in your industry because your story is unique and unique to you. Unique and unique to you. Like nobody on the face of this earth has the same experience as you. You may have the exact same expertise. You could have gone to the exact same college, taken the exact same class, have the exact same degree, have the exact same certifications, but the way you deliver, the way you show up, it's going to be different and unique to you. Some people are going to like you and some people are not going to like you. But when you leverage your personal brand, the people who are going to like you and rock with your style are going to see you and go, "Ooh, I want to hang out with her." I want to hang out with her. I'm going to share another example with you. Imagine you're like at a line. Maybe you're at a checkout. You're the grocery store and you're at a checkout, right? And there's 4 different lanes that are open and you have a choice to go to any of the lanes. And there's a cashier who's like jovial and she's like scanning things. She's having fun with it. People are laughing in her line, right? And then you look at lane 2, the cashier is like, "Oh gosh, why am I here?" Just unhappy. And then lane 3, nothing remarkable. Lane 4, nothing remarkable. And you're like, "I'm gonna go to the one that's having a good time because I want to be a part of that." She just showed you her personal brand and it attracted you to her lane. That's you. That's you. So think about your business, your products, your services, your experiences, your expertise, your competencies, your achievements, your accolades, all of the things that make you you. How do I bring this all together? How do I use my personal brand, who I am as an individual, why I created this business, why I started this service? How do I pair it with this awesome product and service that I have to bring it together to attract the people that I want to work with. Leverage your personal brand. Okay. All right. So the last thing I'm going to share with you is, once you start being intentional about your personal brand, there are 5 things I want you to keep in mind. Okay. You need to be consistent. Consistent across all platforms. Consistent and congruent across the board. Communicate the same message across all platforms. Don't be one person on Twitter and somebody else on TikTok, because you're going to confuse the heck out of the people that you're trying to serve. Number 2, be clear and succinct. Communicate and express your message as clearly as you possibly can. Number 3, be you. There's no one like you. No one like you. No one can do what you do, the way you do it, how you do it. When no one is you. No one. You may have a twin, honey. Your twin ain't you. Be you. Be unique. Let your unique voice come across. Let your unique personality come across. Be you. Okay. Number 4, be memorable. Be memorable. Go back to the grocery store, example I just used. When you leave the store, you're going to remember that experience of going through going through a checkout line where the cashier was having a good time, singing and humming, like everybody was laughing, telling jokes. Like, you're going to remember that. Or when you fly the airplane and that air stewardess is the host or the hostess is doing the most, you're going to remember that. Be memorable in a good way. Okay. And number 5, you want to be personal. Show your human side. That's a whole point of leveraging your personal brand. Don't be a robot. Don't be your message and AI's message I should be able to tell that you're a human being and not an AI bot. Be personal. That's why we call it personal brand. Okay. So just quick recap. We talked about what a personal brand is, which is the perception of an individual, right? A collective of your experiences, expertise, competencies, accolades, achievements, all of that within a community, within a marketplace, within, basically an industry. That's a personal brand. Personal brand marketing or personal branding is the marketing of your personal brand. It's how you leverage it's how you amplify your personal brand. Okay. And then we talked about why it's important to have a personal brand. It's important to have a personal brand because, again, whether or not you're building it, you have one. So you might as well be intentional about it. It helps to attract the people that you want to work with. It helps you to rise above, the fray. Like, people get to see you and understand you and resonate with you. Your personality draws them in. Your story keeps them there. The product and the service sells them before you even offer it. They're like, have you ever heard of the people who are like, people are just bombarding me on how to work with me and I don't even have a service yet? That's because they leverage their personal brand. Or you hear somebody who comes on and say, people have been asking me for my cookbook. All that means, Tabitha Brown is another good example. Why did I use her as an example? Personal branding. Personal branding. This woman was an actress. She was a vegan. Well, she turned vegan, but nobody cared that she was a vegan until she started to show us her personality. Now she has, I don't know how many YouTube shows. She has a clothing line in Target with another one getting ready to come out. She has a show on the cooking. Like, she's everywhere because she leveraged her personal brand to build her business brand. The struggling actress is not a struggling actress anymore. Everybody wants to work with her. Everybody wants to do a collaboration with her because she leveraged her personal brand. Okay. So it's important to have one. It's going to draw all kinds of opportunities to you. Okay. And if you have a business already, it'll help you amplify and build that business a lot faster. And then we talked about how to build your personal brand. And step 1, review the brand that you have. Create a strategy, right? So review the brand that you have. If you don't like it, tweak it. If you like it, rock with it. And then create a strategy to leverage it, to amplify it. Use social media, go online, go into Facebook groups, learn the trends. Okay, know where your ideal clients are hanging out, and get into those spaces and introduce yourself. Do the same offline. Connect with people. Look at the people you have in your network. Reintroduce yourself to them if you have to, so that they know about this brand, about who you are, what you do, how you do it, and who you'd like to do it for. Okay, so those are my tips on how to build your personal brand, and not just build it, but really how to leverage your personal brand to build your business brand. If you want to delve a little bit deeper into this topic, please feel free to shoot me a DM. Feel free to ask me questions in the comment here, in the comment sections of this video. This video will be up for, I think, 5 days. And then, because we'll be getting ready for the next topic, which will be, the next topic, I believe, is email marketing, either email marketing or content marketing, that we'll be talking about next week. But certainly, I want you to go watch this video, take what you can from it, and start to implement. We're coming up on the holiday shopping season. We're coming up on Black Friday, and everybody's gonna have their card out. Right? So you might as well be intentional with the strategies that you implement, so that you can see the kind of results that you want. So again, if you would like to delve a little bit deeper into this topic, feel free to send me a DM. I share this every time I do a training. I offer a free 30-minute clarity call to all other members of this group. If you would like to take advantage of that, please just shoot me a message here or send me a DM. I will send you a link to book the call. If you do not have your low-cost marketing, if you don't have your low-cost marketing strategies workbook, hop on over to Amazon and grab yours. It should be linked somewhere at the top of the group, or shoot me a message. I'll send you the link. I'm trying to think of any other housekeeping. Yeah, I think that's it. So implement something from this video. If you do, please let me know. If you found value, please let me know. Again, I welcome all feedback and I welcome questions. If you have any concerns, let me know as well. I wish you all the absolute best. I'm going to go on and leverage my personal brand, and I hope you do too. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.